And welcome to this weekend's Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a great time as we travel the state of Michigan every single weekend looking for cool restaurants, breweries, and who knows what else. Right now, Amy Sherman is taking photos from Goulash.
I am, and that's the thing that's the most amazing thing about this job is that it's not a job, it's truly a pleasure, is that I just got to take a picture of Goulash here in Melvindale, Michigan. Some of the best goulash I've ever had, and I think some of the most well-known goulash across the state of Michigan. We're here with our good friend, Fredi Bello from Fredi the Pizzaman, otherwise known as Fredi the Goulash Man, I think.
Fredi the Pizzaman.
Well, Fredi the Pizzaman, but you are known for this goulash. Yeah. And we got to know you when we came by, actually not on anything that had to do with pizza or goulash at all. We came to see you on French fries.
French fries, yeah.
So we have to give a shout out to Alpo for turning us on to your pizza fries.
Yep.
Which were pretty fantastic.
They were great, yeah.
And the only pizza fries we had in our entire search.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was honored to make that.
Well, we were honored to come here because honestly, as good as your pizza fries are, this goulash is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I remember the day that we were here, Fredi, we were like going, yeah, let's try these famous fries, right? These pizza fries. And then you're like going, well, we're really known for goulash. And we're like, what?
Which was kind of funny. And if you have to get the phone, please, by all means.
No.
You are
your fans.
You are, it's your
Amy
fans.
and John's fans.
It's your fans. You are a very busy place. And you're located, actually, for people who don't know, because we have listeners from all across the state, you're located in Melvindale, which is kind of a... a suburb of Dearborn or a part of Downriver?
Well, Melvindale is very small. There might be only 5,000 people in the city. Melvindale, I tell everyone, if you stick your arm out to the left, you're going to hit Allen Park. If you stick your arm out to the right, you're going to hit Dearborn. It's just a small little
analogy.
City. Yeah. Small little city right in the middle. It's a working town. And the reason why I came here is because I opened for lunch. I started a family. I wanted to open for lunch. I didn't really want to work nights anymore. And here you have Ford Motor Company, Marathon, DTE, Bell Tire headquarters, you name it. It's all around here. So people all around the state come to this town and work here, but they live far away, so they come in for lunch. It's just
Which
great.
is something you said to me, and I feel that this is something that I always felt across Downriver, is that you do have people that infiltrate from across the state. You said you have people that come in from lunch from Frankenmuth and Monroe, and I mean, you could go on and on with suburbs of the metro area.
People work here. It's amazing. I hear the stories every day. They come here and they work for Ford, Marathon, and you name it, Bell Tire, and they'll live in Jackson. They'll live in Battle Creek, Fowlerville, Toledo. They live all over, but they come here to work because it's a Ford Motor. I mean, growing up, you want to work for a Ford Motor Company. You want to work for Marathon. You want to work for these places. So you might have to travel. And some people don't want to live in the city. Some people want to live in the country.
Well, we would beg for them to change their minds and to maybe move here because there's some great things that are happening all the time. But let's talk about Downriver. Let's talk about all the cool things that are happening downriver, because there are really cool things that are happening downriver.
Oh yeah, Downriver's it's a great little community.
Yeah.
Downriver's got, you have Allen Park, Melvindale, Wyandotte, Trenton. I mean,
can you go back to the dot? Let's go back to the dot. To the Wyandotte.
Where Amy's from, Wyandotte.
I could tell you stories about Wyandotte when I was in high school, but that has
that's where I grew up.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you told me that. Wyandotte,
Okay.
a lot of memories in Wyandotte.
We'll refer to that later. But what is it about? I think that the overarching thing about Downriver in general. What do you feel that is? What do you feel like that? There is something that draws all of us together that grew up downriver.
Yeah,
we are very proud of where we grew up, mullets and all. Mm-hmm. What is it?
I think it's just a close knit community. It's a working town. It's, you think of other cities, I mean, farther north or more. It's not working. It's hard to put one word on it, but if you ask me about Downriver, I just think it's a working community.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Tough
community.
The one thing I learned there was how to work my ass off.
Yeah.
And I did work my ass off. But for people that appreciated it and who loved it and who taught me how to work it even better. Mm-hmm. And the mentors that I got there in Downriver were pretty amazing. Yeah. And to this day, I mean, I love the passion that people from Downriver bring.
A lot of great places.
We are all so proud of where we came from.
Yeah.
Don't you dare rip on Downriver, right?
No,
Am I right?
there's a lot of great places to eat downriver.
I tell John that all the time. What did you say about Downriver? What did you say about Downriver?
I would never.
People make fun of downriver. If you listen to
People
radio
do.
shows, people make fun of downriver. You know, so.
And that's where I come in because
Yeah.
I'm the defender of Downriver.
Yeah.
And actually, John does not.
I've learned to love it. Hey, Fredi, though, can you give people a sense, because we have listeners from all over the state of Michigan, from Lansing, Kalamazoo, Tawas City, Manistee, Hart. Can you let them know exactly where we're located at? And when they walk into your restaurant, Fredi the Pizzaman, what can they expect? I mean, how big of a place are we talking about here?
Well, I got 4 tables. Maybe it's 5 sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm
5 right now.
I'm 5 now. I got a little private table in the back, and I'm your little small hole in the wall. That's who I am.
That mostly serves lunch to factory workers.
Yeah, I open up 10:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, and 11 to 3 on Saturday. And there's a long story why I do that. And a lot of people say to me all the time, "Why do you only open for lunch?" And the most common theme I'll get, "Well, you must not be busy." Well, that's not true. I got 3 young kids at home that need me, and with my wife, she works full time. That's important to me. I mean, obviously, it's my number one important thing. But I'm just a small little hole in the wall. I got 4 tables. I cook myself. I prep myself. I have my waitress. I have my busser. You come in, you know who's making your food, and you know where you know who's making it, and that's key. You go to a lot of places, and you might find kids making your food, and this is what you're walking into. Sometimes I'll see new people. I know when new people walk into my place. They're easy to spot out, and they'll look and say, "God, this place is small." And blah blah. Some people come in. Most people come in. They love it. So I tell people, I'm going to remodel a little bit. No, Fredi, don't change nothing. We love it the way it is. So that means they love the food. They love that I know them, I know their names, I know their family, I talk with them. Mm-hmm. That's what they love, and that's important to me.
So you have French fries. We have learned you have
Pizza
goulash.
fries.
Pizza fries.
Yeah.
This great goulash, which Amy is eating right now.
I know I'm eating it in between sound bites because it's nice and spicy, but it tastes exactly like how my mom and my grandma would make it.
This is
it's
very
super
familiar,
home elbow macaroni, ground beef, tomato, onion, pepper.
And
little spice.
And my spices. And my
which are very secret.
And my spaghetti sauce. My spaghetti sauce.
And your
is
spaghetti
what
sauce.
makes it.
But you also you marinate your vegetables overnight, which John will put up a video online to show everybody how to do that. But that's super secret, like the whole way you do it. It's much like a grandma or a mom, but it's your recipe all the way.
I do that with my spaghetti sauce as well. When I make my spaghetti sauce and I put it all together, I put my spices in, I leave it overnight and I cook it in the morning. I do it for 2 reasons. 1, I think when you marinate everything together, it's going to taste better. 2, when I cook it here and during the day when everyone's here, people go crazy because they know when they walk through the door, they're going to smell me cooking the spaghetti sauce. So why cook it at night after I close? Cook it when they're here.
I kind of concur with that statement.
So this way they go home smelling like it, and then when they go home,
that,
where were you today? Oh, I was Fredi the Pizzaman.
Hey.
So, what else, Fredi, do you have on the menu? I know you have pizza.
Well, that's the funny thing. Fredi the Pizzaman, I'm known for pizza. And my New York slice is a big seller of mine. Probably my number 1 seller. Goulash is probably 1B, but my New York slice is old school, like you would go when you go to New York and get a New York slice. I make them, and then when they come in, it goes on the brick oven. That's the best way to get it. You reheat it, it's nice and crunchy, and I got the old school small pepperoni. So
yes, you do. The cup pepperoni.
When I make the pizza, and a lot of pizzerias do it the wrong way, so I'm actually going to give them some free advice right now. that when I make the slices, I put the pepperonis on after it's cooked. So basically, when I reheat the slice on the stone, the pepperoni is going to pop up, and the grease is going to come out and go all over the slice.
Oh, so you don't put it on first?
I don't.
No, you're blowing my mind with this information.
Yeah.
So much so that I feel we have to have you on for the next segment to learn more about your techniques here at Fredi the Pizzaman in Melvindale, Michigan. Am I right?
17900 Allen Road, or the website FrediThePizzaman.com. You find everything on my website.
You'll stick around for the next segment?
Of course.
Because you know what else you do? You like to talk about Detroit sports a lot.
Yeah.
So I think we could talk a little bit about that
we
too.
Should.
Yeah, I definitely think so. So you definitely want to stay tuned to Behind the Mitt. We're going to learn more about Detroit sports. The best goulash in the Detroit metro area, possibly the state. And you know what else?
Beer of the week.
So stay tuned to Behind the Mitten.
Hey, this is Fredi the Pizzaman here. Check me out on my website, FrediThePizzaman.com, or come see me at 17900 Allen Road here in Melvindale. I'm a minute from Dearborn. I'm a minute from Allen Park. I'm by the Ford Rouge plant, DTE headquarters.
I'm downriver.
Downriver, Bell Tire headquarters. I'm a small little hole in the wall for lunch. Come see me, have a New York slice, have some goulash. And remember, use the hashtag #WhoWantsGoulash. You're listening to Behind the Mitten.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a great time in the beautiful city of Melvindale near Dearborn. Downriver,
baby.
Detroit,
Don't
Michigan.
make fun of Downriver.
No, we won't. We'll not. Having a great time with Fredi the Pizzaman. Amy, we're like home for you, right?
This is home for me and Fredi the Pizzaman. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
We just had you on the last segment, and Downriver's home for me. I grew up in Wyandotte, and you are here in Melvindale. Where did you actually grow up?
I actually grew up in Dearborn, East Dearborn, for 42 years.
Wow.
And then me and my wife, we had our third child, and we said it was time to move. We ended up moving to Canton, and we're really happy there. So
That's
very
awesome.
happy.
What's Dearborn like?
Dearborn's a great town. It's diversified. A lot of different
Cultures.
a lot of different cultures.
It's one of the most diverse communities in Michigan, both nationality-wise, but also economically, is what I've heard.
Oh yeah, for sure. But great town. Grew up as a kid, and I had fun everywhere. The parks and all that stuff. So, me growing up as a kid, we were in the parks all the time. There was no like today, Xbox and all this. So we were in the parks. So we were sun up, sun down. We were in the parks. Football, baseball, hockey, basketball, you name it. That's what we did.
That's old school. So
Yeah, that's old school.
That's how we all grew up.
did your dad open up this pizza place then?
No, not this one. My father had his place. He opened up in 1976.
Okay.
And the funny story about that place is my dad worked for Chrysler. He came from Italy in 1967, 68, right around that time. And I told you guys a story that
You did, but where did he come from in Italy?
Calabria, a little town called St. Giovanni.
Sicily, yeah.
No, Calabria is
I'm sorry, north.
southern.
Yes.
No, southern Italy.
North of Sicily, though.
North of
yes.
Sicily, called a little
Naples.
town called St. Giovanni in Fiore, and he came here. My dad worked 3-4 jobs. One day he wanted to open a pizzeria, and the rumor is we left church. I'm 6 years old. We're driving. My dad's looking for a place. I pointed at a place, and he ended up buying that place. He was there for 30 years. So then,
On your finger point?
on my finger points.
That's
So-
some trust, people. Trust.
My son's going to be 6. My son's
Are you
going to be
waiting? Are
he's
you
gonna be
waiting?
6 next in August. So I might take him for a little ride.
You better hope he points here.
Yeah, maybe another place too.
So your dad opens up the pizza place. You kind of learn the restaurant business inside out.
Yep.
And what was your goal? I mean, when you've got to be like 18, 19, 20, when you decided to open up your own place?
Well, I think I knew when I was 10 or 11 years old I was going to do what my dad did.
Yeah.
10 or 11?
Yeah, I
That
started-
is so young to figure that out.
My memories of working as full time is 11 years old. Believe it or not, I've been working since 11 years old.
Wow.
I'm 47 now, so that's I'm going to be 48 soon. But 36 years. I knew when I was 11 or 12 I was going to work. I was going to do what my father did.
Yeah.
So at 21 years old, I bought my own place, my first place, and I was there for almost 15 years. But I left there because I opened up at 3. I used to close at 1 in the morning. And
Those are tough hours.
Yeah, as a kid, I worked with my dad those hours, and I said, you know what? I don't want that life anymore. I still want to do what I do, but not that life. That's how I ended up here.
Yeah.
Opening for lunch. So
Yeah, well, Amy and I love what you do. We were here on our search for Michigan's best French fries, and we just automatically fell in love with your place. Quaint, like you said, small. It is kind of lunch hour-ish. But the
No, it is actually
It
lunch
is
hour.
lunch hour.
It is lunch.
Fantastic
Only
food.
lunch hour.
Fantastic food.
I'm going to increase it. When my kids grow up a little bit, I'm going
Yeah.
to increase an hour. But
Hold back as long as you can. Hold back.
I know.
Well, we just absolutely love it. But, you also do a podcast. How do people find your podcast?
FrediThePizzaman.com. If you go to FrediThePizzaman.com,
Yeah.
you'll find everything about me on FrediThePizzaman.com. You'll find my menu for my restaurant. You'll find the podcast. Even if I write a blog, you'll find it on there. You'll find pictures. You'll find everything on that website, FrediThePizzaman.com.
But one of the things that you talk about, it's not just pizza, and that's the thing that I think people around Michigan might be interested in, is you really focus a lot on Detroit sports, right?
Oh, yeah. I love my Lions. I love my Tigers.
Good. Yes,
Yeah.
finally.
I'm
Boom.
sorry. Sorry for you Lions
Get
fans.
out of here. Anybody else who wants to talk about the Lions,
But-
join Freddie and I, because
But we have one playoff win in 60 years, and the
So, did you see last weekend's game? Who did Buffalo play? Buffalo played
Jacksonville yesterday.
All right. Did you see how that game ended on that controversial call?
Yeah, the interception.
Yes,
I didn't think
that's